and welcome to another review here at the Grüne Horde. It's me, Hank, and today I'll finally show you Halo Ground Command, our rulebook review. I've read it, we have already done our first game. It took a little bit longer to get the videos online. Main problem, I moved my house and Telecom is not able to get the lines done. Still not yet, but we found a solution. A friend of mine will upload most of the videos and then we can show them to you hopefully soon. There are a lot of videos coming. We also have a tutorial how to build the bunkers, and then we will have painted models soon, and also first games will be played, most likely with some black models here on one of the sides at least. Okay, so we are concentrating on the book today. You can see all the rest that was in the box in the background. I haven't got the cards here, but I don't think that matters. What's in the book? First part, a few pages on the Halo universe. Something I really appreciate, since I'm not playing the video games. I play tabletops, not video games. But it's good to know something about the background, some fluff. That's something I like in my tabletop games, so why not in this one? Really good part. And in the English version I want to start with the best part of the book at the very beginning. Something that is new, for Spartan at least. Final end of the book. You get, after the lists, preparing and painting your miniatures. Ideas, tips, how to paint them. Short on base coats, washes, highlights, something that the tabletoppers will know, but for the newcomers to miniature tabletop wargaming, so those that liked Halo on the computer, this is really good tips. Especially on the next side you have the color palette. This is out of the computer game, this is the Vallejo paint reference, the numbers, so you can directly paint them like this. I myself will go for something like this. I'm painting with Vallejo. Mainly, I still have some Games Workshop colors, but main color is Vallejo. And here you can see which colors are used. I wouldn't need the reference here to get a picture like this, a figure, but I would need the colors they have in the video game, since I don't know that, so I also need the picture. There are pictures and tips for all models, so also for the infantry guys here, the warthogs, and then on the Covenant side for the Zealots, the Hunter, the Allied Miner, which has a different color, so two versions of these guys, and then the Grunts. And of course also the Ghost in here. And I really like this picture with all these terrain. I hope to get something like this crane. I think I'll have to build it myself at the final end. It looks cool. And I need to get something similar on my table. So, okay, let's go to the start. So we have some pages on game basics. Here we start with the game. What you need to play. Yes. Of course we are not playing a computer game. We need our miniatures that you can see in the background. We need the tokens. We will come to that. We need the dice. We get Halo dice and command dice here. And we also need 2d6 on each side. I think everybody knows the normal dice. Halo dice have 4 different symbols, so this one, this one, this one, this one, and like this. So skull, miss, 1 hit, 2 hits, and exploding. And the command dice have a command symbol on both. They have a defensive symbol and an attack symbol. Here we go. Okay. And with these you can do special orders. The defensive one is more defensive order, and the attack is more if you are shooting, of course. Makes sense. You also need a measure, tape measure, and a battlefield. At this moment my battlefield is still kind of empty. 2 bunkers. We will need a terrain set, and I will need to build some terrain in this scale. I haven't got this scale. We have the Planetfall City that you might have seen or can see on our channel, which is built for the Planetfall stuff in 10mm, but this is 15mm. At this moment, with just infantry and warthogs, it's still fine. As soon as we get bigger tanks, you will see that it's too small. So my terrain is too small for these figures. So we'll have to build something new. Doesn't matter, that's fun for me. Okay, terrain, that's all you need to play the game. And then you have, first description of what we are playing. We will have a unit will be comprised out of several elements. So 1 unit of infantry gets 3 elements of infantry, and then a 4th element where you could choose either normal infantry or a special weapon, which can either be these guys with a rocket launcher or the HMG over here. And of course you could add, or if you have 4 bases, you could add a Spartan as attached unit that is helping these infantry guys. Okay, tokens. 3 different tokens. Damage token, okay, you've taken damage. Activation token, this unit has already activated, and a cooldown token indicating that it comes on top of an activation token. Now you can't fire any weapons anymore. So if you elect to move flat out, for example, you can't fire, and this token shows this unit doesn't need to fire, or can't fire anymore. It's more important than in other games that you have this marker. Normally activated is activated, this unit can't do anything anymore, but in Halo you can have reaction fire. You can use a non-activated unit for reaction fire, but you can also use an already activated unit for reaction fire. You will have to do a test. The later one will have the lower probability to pass the test, but you can basically shoot twice in one activation, or in one round, not in one activation. But if you have a cooldown token, then you're not allowed to use this unit for reactions anymore. Okay, game turns. Now we have a pre-turn phase, preparing everything, special orders. We have a battle phase where we move unit per unit, so I do one, you do one, next unit, and always changing. And then an end phase, check for victory conditions and clean up the board, take off all the activation cooldown tokens. Alternating activation, reaction fire, building blocks of the game, elements, units, and then we have a battle group, which finally is your force. So battle group could be a part of a force, and then a special set of models gets separate special loadouts, which is basically the word for special rule in this game. You also have force commanders, where you can have a generic one, unique ones, and heroic ones. The generic ones is just a lieutenant here. You will have 3 order dice, which you place on his card, and then you can use his orders. The heroic ones have sometimes more dice, and most likely unique abilities and special orders that only these guys can use. Here is the stat card. We have the move statistic, which has 2 values. First is normal move, second is flat out. Soak, which is 0 for infantry, but the tanks and also the warthog, which is like more likely a tank, even if it looks like a buggy, have a soak statistic. And so these are dice they roll if they are shot at, and then you deduct their hits, the 1s and 2s they rolled from the overall number of hits, and then you compare that to the damage track here, and if you are above the damage track, then you lose 1 hull point, or in the case of an infantry you are destroyed, since you only have 1 life point. React this is the value you have to roll against, with 2d6, and then there is melee. If we are in close combat, we roll melee dice. Melee dice are also the halo dice, and normally the halo dice, you want to roll these two, 1 and 2, and in melee you want to roll the skull. It's far less dice than we are used to as gamers from Spartan games or players of their games for the melee, but only the skull is a direct hit, and in case of an infantry, 1 skull is 1 life point. In case of a tank, the Warthog, the Ghosts, 2 skulls will kill 1 life point. What else? Damage track. Weapons. Weapon type. Ranges. 2 ranges. Short and long range. Arcs. Infantry can shoot all around. Others will have arcs. Front, right, left and back. And then different values. These are the number of dice you roll against either infantry, armored vehicles, aircrafts. Set of special rules. This is the leader. He has a heroic save. And then, communication specialist is also a special rule, just for this guy. States of an element. It can be ready to activate, activated, destroyed, wrecked. And you put the destroyed models into a scrapyard, and you can use them again. You could do a air mission, bringing in new troops, and fill up 1 squadron or unit. So if these 2 are dead, an aircraft could drop 2 more sets of troopers, and so this unit is again at full strength. Here we have the firepower ratings. Now we can explain these dice again. You have different firepower ratings that can be influenced by cover, if you're shooting long range, short range, special rules of a weapon. Basic rule is you have a firepower rating of 4, and that means a skull is a miss, this sign miss is a miss, 1 is 1 hit, 2 is 2 hits. And you can take up 1 of these dice and roll it again. You can never take up more dice than you had for the initial roll, and you're not allowed to take up skulls at this moment. If you have a firepower rating of 5 because you're on short range, you have a good weapon, whatever, then you can also take up these dice. If you have a firepower rating of 3, this is just 2 hits and you can't take up any dice. Firepower rating of 2, this is just 1 hit, and the firepower rating of 1 is an impossible roll. You don't need to roll, you can't hit anymore. It's in here, and it's also on the table. Okay, summary, not necessary. Force building, element, unit, battle group, and force. Here we have a battle group as an example. The mechanized infantry battle group, it needs as requisite units a character infantry unit and 2 units of UNSC infantry, which is 4 bases, while 1 could be a special weapon. You can then spend up to 6 build rating points for optional infantry units, and up to 8 for armored units, up to 6 for flyers, for 1 battle group. If you have more points available than that, then you could also do a second battle group or just single units. Battle groups might get special rules. For example, this is a flying one. It has 3 attack ghosts in here, and then it has an optional flyer unit with build rating of 5, and then they get the special rules, this with death. Okay, now we come to the force commanders. This is basically a card. This is how it looks like, and you roll your dice at the beginning of the turn, put them here, and now you can use the symbols to do these orders. Or you could spend 2 symbols for the unique ability. The special characters might have more, and they might have squares which are colored that could be interchanged with other characters with the same color. Okay. You keep your order dice. You don't have to reroll them for the next turn. So if you like to save 2 for a special and unique ability, you just roll the rest. And of course you roll all those that you have spent. In Halo Fleet Petals, I kind of prefer to spend most of mine for the initial effect. In most games a better decision. Okay, let's see how this will be in Halo. No real experience yet. Cover. Terrain. We have open ground, roads. They will ensure faster movement. We have non-line of sight blocking stuff. Light and heavy cover. And then defensible or hindering, so you can't move over it. Here. Different options. When do we need light and heavy cover? You could, for example, shoot on this unit here. There's some ghosts over here. And the unit, this guy is behind cover. And this guy is not behind cover. This one is shooting. You have a firepower rating of 4. You get a reduction to firepower rating 3 if he's in light cover here. But you could choose that this unit shoots on both of them, and then you have the chance to kill both of them. But you have to roll with a lower firepower rating. If you shoot just with the higher one, you can only kill this one, which is then very likely. You could have a unit with some elements in open ground, some in the woods, in between the trees, and then there's a bunker next to it, so one guy is in the bunker, so the woods would get -1, and this bunker would get -2 firepower rating. And then it's a real decision. In this case, I think I would shoot on both of them to hopefully kill both. Okay, terrain, special rules. Yeah, you can shoot out of the woods, but not through the woods. If you're both in the woods, you could see each other. If there's a second set of trees in between, you can't see each other. This example is the best, since the picture is a wrong picture. Nice, it's the same picture as here. And here it's for an elevated position. Roads, you move faster. Of course, cover is only active if you're coming from the right side. So the blue guys you can see has cover when the grunts shoot, but not if the ghosts shoot. Okay, setting up a game. Decide on the force value, just check the size. Get terrain on the table. We normally just set up. The guy that at my place I set up, and the other one chooses a side. But there are rules for rolling for random terrain. Deployment zones. And then we have standard game, just into the battlefield, and about 8 missions where you roll, and then you decide the rolls decide who is attacker, who is defender, or if it's symmetrical, it doesn't matter. And then we have the 8 scenarios. King of the Hill, you have basically no troops directly. You enter here. Take and hold, you already are on the table, you have a deployment zone, and you have to take the objective on the other side or in the middle. You don't really have to defend yours as we know it from Planetfall. Something I think is better, since you will always kind of defend it, and you could build in points that you get for having a unit in here into the overall balancing, so that you don't have to collect those points with a unit that can take and hold. So you have a spare infantry unit that could move forward. Something I prefer for Planetfall. Assassinate, go for the leader. Meat grinder, okay. Send in all your troops basically. Ambush and raiders. Always one side has a bigger deployment zone, the ambush zone, or here the infiltration zone. It doesn't matter how you call it. They are quite similar. The delta here is bigger on this side for the ambush, and then they have slightly different victory conditions for both sides. annihilation, okay, you're playing up till the end. And demolition, you have to go for the headquarters. The headquarters has a damage track of 999 and is considered an armored vehicle or building. So you use the second number of dice depending on your weapon. Okay, now the most interesting part, the game turn. You have a game turn which has several phases: the pre-game phase, pre-turn phase, battle phase, and end phase. We start with rolling the order dice, these here, and we put them on our character. Then we roll the 2d6 and we add the command symbols. Whoever is higher has the initiative and can choose to go first. Important, you choose. Okay, initiative order. Now you can do orders that you have to do now. Some are on activation of the unit, some are whenever it's appropriate. So in the pre-turn phase, you also decide your reserves, if you want to send in reserves. And then you go to the next phase. In the next phase, it's the movement segment. The activating player decides to activate a unit, those guys. And now the other one can decide to do a first reaction and shoot on them. Then you have to, after doing the shooting, decide what this unit does. If you wish to attack, you can now attack, and now he can't use a second reaction since you would be in combat. Okay. Okay, now after moving, if you move somewhere else, the opposing player can again do a reaction, but only once per turn, so he can decide when he wants to do his reaction. Now you check on coherency. Yeah, that's basic for movement. I think that's it for movement. You have the basic move, you can do a flat out move, and you can of course do a hold move, so you're staying where you are. Okay, charge move is also possible. In case of the charge move, you also use the higher number, the second one, in your movement statistics, and you can do a ram move. That one is interesting. That's something we have to discuss. Okay, yeah. So the rest of the movement is kind of easy. Ram move. The warthogs can basically just roll over the infantry, even if it's the wrong side. They have a ram statistic. It's the number of dice. You roll them, and every skull is 1 damage point. Remember, cars need 2 damage points to get 1 damage, also in this case. And you can also ram other vehicles, which is done here. And basically here, the 2 warthogs decided to ram. They didn't do damage, or just 1 skull, so they lost. 1 is destroyed with 2 life points. It's just 1 skull if they ram each other. If infantry attacks the vehicle, it's 2 skulls. Okay. Attack segment. Let's go fighting. You have chosen your opponent, where you want to shoot. Here's again the firepower rating. We have the arcs of fire, so they are also in my arc of fire. Then you take the number of dice that is appropriate for the type of unit you're shooting at. There's still not a number of dice here. So let's say 6 dice. You roll them. Depending on your firepower rating, you roll a lot of hits, so this would be 6 hits, a lot. And then you compare that to the damage track. This is the example where the warthogs are shooting on guys in the open. The same group has guys in the woods, cover 1 and cover 2 here, and I wouldn't shoot on these guys since you would not hit them. Okay. If you're shooting on somebody with a soak statistic, you will also have to do a defensive dice pool, and then deduct those successes from the successes the attacker rolled, compare that to the damage track. If there are multiple soak statistics in an armored unit, only the closest element statistic is used. Only the first one can defend. Okay. Check for suppression, so you do a command check with 2d6. If you roll greater than 12, then you get an activation token. So the unit that is shot at could also be activated, which would be kind of the best result. If you do a lot of damage, you add this to your dice roll, and you also have a suppression loadout, which would add depending on the weapon, and then it's easier to reach that 12 here, so that somebody gets activated. Without a bonus, it's quite unlikely. Okay, melee attacks. I already said it's now the skulls that you use. Infantry against vehicles. Here's the rule with the 2 dice. Could attack him, roll just 1 skull. They still win, so he has to move back. But now, okay, he will shoot in his turn. Oh, bad for the infantry. The loser will have to move back. And the last part is air support. The Pelican. I hope it's here soon. It's not yet here. We have an entry point. We have to place this on our board edge. We have a target point. That's where we want to fly. So here, here, and then we have an exit point here. We're flying on the other, over the tabletop surface, our gaming area, like here. You can react when a flyer comes in, and with the flyers having this kind of flying once over the table rule, they are shooting here since now they are in range for their target. If you have a unit from the Covenant here that could hit here, they can react now, shoot before this guy gets to shoot. If you kill him, of course. Oh, you can shoot, you can try, and if you kill him, he can't shoot. Really cool option. And this is the ground attack mission. There are different types of missions. You could also set one of your flyers on a combat air patrol, so he's patrolling around the target area. So now you put in your flyer, and he goes for an intercept point here, and then out here. If the original attacker has units that can intercept him, they can try to intercept this guy with their own reaction, and so on. And then you go backwards with shooting. There are different types of mission: ground attack, combat air patrol, supply drop, reinforcement, and combat drop. Every air support mission you declare gives victory points to the opponent directly. 2 for the ground attack, 1 for air patrol supply drop, 2 for reinforcement, 1 for combat drop. If you enter on a mission, you have a fixed firepower rating. The ground attack and combat air patrol have a firepower rating of 5, everything else of 2. Since if you are on a supply drop mission, you're not really out there for shooting, but if there's a target of opportunity, you could still try with the firepower rating of 2. Okay, what's left? Yeah, on these pictures you don't see the line going through the full picture. Why? The Pelican has the dust off special rule, so they can go upward after the target point. So on a supply drop they don't have to risk flying over the enemy. This is the interception declared, and as an example. Okay, and which units can shoot? The reaction fire with anti-aircraft weapons and phase. Okay, you check for victory points. And if the turn ends, so one player has lost every unit, or it's the last turn, whatever, then you compare. Victory points, if you have double or more, it's a crushing victory. If it's more, up to double, marginal victory, and same number of victory points, it's a draw, of course. If there's no winner yet, you prepare for the next turn. It means you have to take off all activation and cooldown tokens. And now we go for the special rules. Loadouts. One of the funniest is the hijack rule, which we have already tried in our first game. Not the best option for hijacking. I tried the Spartan to hijack one of the small ghosts. It worked, but it was kind of a waste of time. I think the Spartan would have been better shooting. Yeah, nice. But a funny rule, and I think if you can hijack a bigger tank, it's really interesting. Okay, what's left? Yeah, the battle groups are left. There are several examples. For a standard one, hunting host, infantry battle group, and the Covenant needs to do one requisite character unit, the Elite Zealot, and 3 units of grunts, which are 4 bases each, I think, maybe 3. Yeah, but you only get 8 bases of grunts in the box, so you would have needed 12. Of course, you can fill them with the special weapons bases that you have, so you have enough bases for the game. But you can't play with just grunts. Okay, you're gonna see the same thing here, and after that we get an example list from Spartan Derek, one of the designers, and Neil, the boss of Spartan Games, doing a UNSC list. Okay, now it's painting your miniatures, the part I've shown at the beginning of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon with other videos. Let us know what you think from Halo. I think it's an interesting game. We will play it soon here on the channel. See you then. Bye bye.